Bonjour my friends, I'm Frankie and welcome to Club Foodie. Have you ever had lunch at that big box store that is almost impossible to get out of unless you follow the arrows? If so, you know that there's also a popular dish that they sell. It's their chocolat, paired with mashed potatoes, gravy, and lingonberry jam. That's incredible! But this homemade version is even better. In today's episode, I'll show you how to make my Swedish meatballs. This is a great comfort food to enjoy at home. My take on this recipe is absolutely amazing. The flavor of the meatballs and gravy is much deeper, making it a family favorite, and it will become yours as well after trying it. So my friends, let's get cooking.
In a large bowl, we'll add ground beef and ground pork. With our clean hands, we'll combine the two meats. Next, in a large saucepan over medium heat, we'll add butter. And when it starts sizzling, we'll throw some white onions and season with ground sea salt to help them sweat. We'll stir and cook them for 5 minutes before adding pressed garlic. We'll saute it for only 1 minute. Then we'll remove from the heat and transfer the onion mixture to a bowl. To this, we'll add half and half, 2 beaten eggs, some panko breadcrumbs, freshly ground black pepper, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground sea salt, some allspice, ground nutmeg, cayenne pepper, and chopped parsley. We'll combine the ingredients together and transfer the mixture to the meat. Again, using our clean hand, we'll mix everything until very well blended. Then we'll place a plastic wrap on top, making sure it touches the entire surface, and transfer to the fridge for 1 hour. So, 60 minutes later, we'll take it out of the fridge and start making the meatballs. What I use here is a small ice cream scoop, and the size is about 1 1/4 inches. And we'll roll each ball with wet hands so it doesn't stick. When the meatball is formed, we'll transfer it to a large baking dish lined with foil, lightly greased with cooking spray. Now, by the time we're done rolling, we should have 54 meatballs. So we'll transfer them to a 425-degree preheated oven and bake for 20 minutes or until brown, and the internal temperature reads 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Meanwhile, we'll make the sauce. So, using the same saucepan, and as you can see, I didn't wash it because it already has a lot of yummy flavor in it. We'll add butter and set the heat to medium. When it starts sizzling, we'll add flour, whisk it into the butter, and cook until light golden brown, about 2 to 2.5 minutes, long enough to remove the raw taste from it. Then, whisking constantly, we'll slowly pour in the beef broth and we'll continue whisking until well blended. That should take a minute or so. It doesn't take long. Now, we'll increase the heat to medium-high and do the same with the heavy cream by slowly incorporating it into the mixture, whisking continuously. To this, we'll add brown sugar and Worcestershire sauce. We'll stir and let the mixture thicken a little, about 2 minutes. Next, we'll add cooking sherry and Boucha Brown's hot and spicy sherry, which is this one. Now, if you can't find it, it's okay. Just use more cooking sherry. We'll also add dried basil, garlic salt, freshly ground black pepper, and cayenne pepper. Not a lot, just a little. We'll give a quick stir. I know I'm still using my whisk. Then we'll reduce the heat to medium and let it simmer so the sauce thickens furthermore, about 7 to 8 minutes. Alright, back to the oven. So when the cooking time is up, we'll carefully remove from the heat and using tongs, we'll place the meatballs on a plate lined with paper towels to absorb any excess fat. We'll let them sit for 4 to 5 minutes before transferring them to the sauce. We'll gently cover the meatballs with the sauce, which will help to warm them through. Reduce the heat to medium-low and let it simmer for 5 minutes before serving. And my friends, these are our Swedish meatballs. Moist, tender, and so flavorful, these little guys are absolutely delicious. But let's not forget the amazing gravy that complements these tasty meatballs so well. Served with steamed veggies and mashed potatoes, this is a great comfort food you can now enjoy at home instead of going to Ikea. I hope you give it a try soon and be sure to visit clubfoodie.com for ingredient amounts and more info. Until next time, my friends, bon appétit!